at. Y'all, we are at our cabin near Andalusia, and I'm cooking up some Brunswick stew. This is perfect for these cold winter days. I'm so excited to show you this recipe. It's really a recipe made with leftovers, and it is delicious, and it comes together really in minutes. Now I'm going to check our Facebook, make sure that we're up and going. Tell me how you're doing this morning. Yeah, we're doing okay. Let's see, let me scoop this just a little bit. Hey, Martha. Okay, I'm using my cell phone today instead of my iPad, so we're gonna get this together. Hey, Eileen, I'm so glad you're watching. All right, now I have already cooked some diced onion. Now, really, y'all, there's a base recipe to Brunswick stew, but everything is kind of optional, and make it your own. And as you can see, I might or may not have walked away from the onions. They're quite brown, but I like them that way. I love the color. You can get that dark, rich color on onions, but not garlic. If you burn garlic, you're done. But there's no garlic in there, so we're good to go. Jimmy's in the bedroom, y'all. He just came in from hunting, and he and Honey are just kind of resting in there. But I'm going to add a little bit of granulated garlic, and if he doesn't know it's in there, he likes it. I hope you can hear me. About a teaspoon. Okay, now we have got just your basic ingredients, and I'm going to get this right in front of you. I'm going to stir that around. Now, if you want to add garlic to it, you can, but we are not going to today with this, not any fresh garlic. All right, now we have got just some really great stuff. I'm using some frozen lima beans, and this is about 1.5 cups, and about the same amount of corn. Now you can use canned, you can use fresh if you want to, it'll just take longer to cook, but whatever you've got on hand, and this is what I've had. So this is going right in. No pretty cooking at the cabin. I am the chief bottle washer and dishwasher here, and so paper plates all the way. Okay, now I've got this in here, and next I'm adding some tomato sauce. You can use diced tomatoes if you like. We prefer the tomato sauce in this, but if you're a diced tomato and you like the texture of that, you can use it. You can also use crushed tomatoes. That's delicious. And I'm using an 8-ounce can of this. Now, if you like more of the tomato flavor, you can add the 15-ounce can if you like. Next, I'm adding another ingredient that is going to sound really weird, okay? But I'm telling you, it's delicious. Trust me on this. You know, when you're at the cabin, when we're at the cabin, we have to improvise a lot because there's no store around here. The closest store is probably 20 minutes away. So if we don't bring it, we don't get it. And so sometimes I'll forget to bring things and I don't have it here in stock. So I have used in the past these pork and beans that are packed in tomato sauce, and y'all, I just want you to know that they are phenomenal in Brunswick stew. You get that extra tomato base, and you get the protein with the beans, and I'm just not kidding you, y'all. You've got to try it. It's not a traditional ingredient, but I'm telling you, it's a delicious ingredient, and I promise you'll love it. Okay, Hey, let's see who. Hey, Althea, love you, girl. I know you're close to me, Althea. All right, now, hey, Rulene. Now, let's talk about the meat part of a Brunswick stew. Generally, you'll have pulled pork and some shredded chicken in a Brunswick stew. I've also chopped up some sausage, like kielbasa. A lot of times we have venison sausage, a smoked sausage that I will just chop up and put in here. It's delicious. This is some barbecue that we had from earlier this week, and this is also the chicken that I used for my chicken and dumplings. I had some left over, so it's perfect to use for this Brunswick stew. And y'all, you can use rotisserie chicken. I know this is going to sound gross. You can even use the canned chicken. Yeah, it's pretty good. As a matter of fact, a lot of the restaurants that serve Brunswick stew will do that. I know they don't want me to tell you that, but yeah, it's pretty good. Okay, so really, it's just about improvising. Now, here is what I've got. And you see that this is just a really thick stew. And now, I'm going to add my chicken broth. And I'm going to add about 3 cups, give or take. And that's going right in. And I just want to get it nice and not too soupy. So I'm going to start with that. I don't know how much that is, but anyway, that's where I'm starting. And look at that. That's looking really good. And I may add a little bit more broth to it as it cooks. If it starts getting too thick, then you can add even a little bit of water if you'd like, and some broth. So, hey Deborah. Hey Ozark Living and Cooking. Love you showing up. Okay, here is what divides Brunswick stew from all other stews. One of the key ingredients is, you're looking at it, barbecue sauce. You can use whatever barbecue sauce you like. For us here, we like a little bit of a sweet barbecue sauce. We love it in Brunswick stew, but whatever your favorite is, use. There's no hard and fast rule with this. You can use whatever you want. And about 3/4 cup is going into this, and I'm just going to eyeball it, and that looks good. And you can really add it to taste. If you want a little bit more, add a little bit more. If you want less, add less. So, like I said, just make it your own. Now, I am going to walk you over to my stove, and we're going to start heating this up. I've also got some bouillon cubes, and these bouillon cubes, if you don't have chicken broth and you really want to make this a more cost-effective stew, you can always use water and some bouillon cubes. These are phenomenal. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to add one to our stew. I've got the chicken stock, but that's the store-bought stock, and it just doesn't have a ton of flavor. Actually, it's broth, not stock. So I'm going to add one of these, and that's going to boost up my flavors. It has a little bit of everything in these. If you have that bouillon, you know, in the little tub, my mom uses that all the time. I do too at home, but I don't have any here. But you can add a tablespoon of that or more, just depending upon what you like. And I'm going to give this a taste. I know it's cold. You doing okay in there, baby? Yeah. Okay. Ooh, that's good. Yum. I'm not adding a thing to it. And maybe Jimmy's not a big fan of pepper, so I'm going to cook this and let it simmer. And then when it's done, I'll just put a little bit of black pepper on when I serve it up. Okay, let's get us over there at the stove. So you're going to come along with me. Hang on. I'm going to move you around just a little bit. And let's see here how we're doing. I'll show you outside here in just a minute too. Let me check and see how we are with this. Oh, not bad. Not too bad. Yay. Hey, Janice. Okay, but you can't see the stove. That's the main thing. Let's see here. Can you see the stove now? All right, y'all. I'm going to get better at this. Hey, Felicia. Love you, girl. Well, now you can't see me. All right. I'm just going to tell you, I've got this stew right here. Doesn't that look wonderful? Mom's mouth is watering. I know. She said, please save me some. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put my heat on medium. I don't want to scald the bottom of this because the beans will have a tendency to scald on you. So just kind of keep an eye on it. But I'm going to bring this to just a low simmer. And we're going to cook that, okay? So I've got this going. I've got my lid. I'm going to go ahead and put my lid on. If you don't put your lid on, all that delicious broth and everything is going to evaporate. And so we want to keep our lid on and keep that steam and everything within our pot. And that's going to help those flavors just do their thing. Okay, now, y'all, I have some oil. I've got just a little bit of peanut oil in my cast iron skillet. It just barely covers the bottom with a little bit of extra. You don't need a lot to fry cornbread, okay? So I'm going to show you while this is heating up. Now this is going to simmer for about an hour. You know, you could eat it right now, heated through, but you know the old saying, the longer it sits, the better it gets. So let it simmer, let it do its thing, and it's even better the next day. And you can definitely freeze your leftovers. I love to do that, keep it here in the cabin, and that way we can pull it out when we want it. Now, next, while this oil is heating up, I'm going to show you how to make what we call here in the South, and especially this part of the country, fried bread. Y'all, it is amazing. I've just got to say. So I'm going to turn you back around here, and we are going to mix up the batter for this fried bread. Let's see here. This is so simple. This is something that I grew up with. And when I was visiting my grandmother, I would always beg her to make me some fried bread. I just love it. It's a cross between a hush puppy and a tortilla chip. It's what Southerners use, kind of like chips in a way. We make this with fish, with stews, a snack. It's just delicious. It's very similar to like a lacy cornbread, but it's got just a little bit of puff to it. And I just love it. Now I'm going to need some water. Let me come over here and get some water. Hang on. Oh, hang on. Yep. Okay. I forgot my water. You want to use cold water for this. And y'all, I did not put the measurements in the recipe. And you can scroll down and see the recipe. I always add the recipe in the description. But I didn't add the measurements because this is just something that we make. And depending upon how much you're going to make and how many people, you just make it as you go, okay? So I'm going to start with, let's say, about a cup of this cornmeal. And y'all, this is an extra fine cornmeal. And this is something that's made here in Dothan, Alabama. I've posted a link to it. I'm partial to Hall's brand. I love this. It comes in extra fine. And it is absolutely delicious. And it has kind of almost the consistency of a mesa or a flour. It's just ground really, really fine. And I love it. Okay, now we've got to add just a pinch of salt. And that should be enough. And a pinch of sugar. Now this doesn't taste sweet by any stretch of the imagination, but the sugar brings out the flavor of the cornmeal, and it also just brings out the savoriness of the salt. So never be afraid to put a pinch of sugar in your recipes and think that, oh my gosh, that's going to be sweet, yuck, sweet cornbread. No, this is not sweet. And I'm just going to kind of stir that together. Let's see who's with us. Oh, goodness, my nose is running. It's so cold. Hey, Paul. Hey, Sarah Jones. Sugar makes it crunchy, she says. Oh, I did not know that. I love to know that. Let me make sure I turn. Let me go turn on my oil. Okay. I need to heat my oil up, and I'll take you back over there, and we're going to cook these. So, there we go. Let me tell you what I do. I just kind of put my finger on it, taste it. Might need a little bit more salt, we'll see. But we are going to just pour a little bit of water in here. And you're going to want this batter kind of like a thick pancake batter. I might have got it right first off. Might be a little thinner. No, this is too thick. Okay, see that? You don't want it soupy and runny, but you do want it a little bit thicker than that. So I'm going to add a little bit there. Probably a cup of cornmeal would take a half of a cup of water. Stir this up. And if you get it too soupy and you add too much water, add more cornmeal. There's, if you get it too thick, add more water. If you get it too thin, then add more cornmeal. And this looks just right. Just right. I'm going to take my spoon and just give it a taste. Definitely needs more salt. So, a good bit more salt. I'm going to say maybe close to a teaspoon in this. I love fried bread. Like I said, when I go to my grandmama Dawsey's, that's my mother's mother, I would beg her and say, Grandmama, please make me some fried bread. And she'd say, well, it doesn't go with what we're having today. And she'd make it for me anyway. Okay, now this is just me and Jimmy that are eating today. I'm not serving this to the masses, so you know what I'm going to do. I don't do this when I'm cooking for other people, but when it's just us, I'm going to double dip on this thing. That's perfect. Just right. All right, see how I've got this consistency. And y'all, if you can't get fine cornmeal where you live, I'm not sponsored by this brand at all. He does give it to me, so I'm very thankful for that. Being a food content creator has its perks, but I love them. They're made right here in the Wiregrass area. And you can tap on that link, and he does ship it all over the country. And I would say that it's worth getting. You can keep it in your freezer and just pull it out when you want to. All right. There we go. Now we're going to turn this back around and hopefully we can see everything. Okay. Y'all, my cabin, it's so little. And I got stuff everywhere. Let's get you close so you can see this. And I don't film in selfie mode, so I probably should. I've told y'all this before. I'm not a big fan of selfie, and simply because everything's backwards and it bothers me. I'm a little OCD like that. So let's see here. Let's get you more kind of right here. So, hey, Linda. Can you see? All right. Yeah, this is getting good and hot. And I'm going to get one of these paper plates that I used. And I'm going to get a couple of paper towels. And let's see here. How we doing? Oh, yeah, we're doing good. Y'all can see. Woohoo, I love it. The stew is starting to bubble. That's happy. And this is getting hot. Now, I'll tell you that this is kind of like making pancakes. You know, the first one is a test, and then you get your groove, and it's kind of that way with these. And I can tell my oil is really hot. You want to get it a good medium-high heat, not too hot, not too cool, just right. So we're going to test this. Let me grab another spoon. My grandmama used to make these with her hands. She would scoop a little bit into her hand, and then she'd take it and just kind of maul it around, and then she'd put a little hole in the middle, and she'd drop it in the oil. God love that woman. This is how I do it. I take a spoonful, hope you can see that, and that's hot. I'm going to drop it in the oil. I love fried bread. I can tell this is about just right. So, okay, y'all. I'm going to let you look at this. See that? See those little crispies, that kind of lacy that forms there around. It's not lacy cornbread, but it's close. So, are we back? Here we go. I'll take you outside here in just a minute, and I'll let you see our nasty weather. All these beautiful snow pictures. And here we are with our rain. Okay, I've got my spatula. And I'm just going to lift this up. And I'm going to take that edge and flip it. If my Aunt Gail were here right now, she'd want to eat every one of these. She loves her some fried bread. That's my mom's sister. Let's see here. Oh, it's cold. My nose is running. Well, while these are cooking, let me just give y'all a shout out. Hey, Diane Griffin. Hey, Joyce. Angie Adams. Oh, Donna Leffers. I know I'm not saying your last name right. Says that she's got 4 inches of snow in Jefferson, Tennessee. Oh, my goodness, y'all. That is cold. Hey, Janice. Or Janie said that they called them hoe cakes in Kentucky. You know, for our hoe cakes, we make kind of like a biscuit bread is our hoe cakes in this part of the country. These are, we simply call them fried bread. And there's several restaurants in Dothan. Going to keep working with these. This is all I'm going to make for right now. When that stew is ready, I'll make the rest of this, and this can sit for a while, but There's several restaurants here in Dothan that serve this. You know, when you get your bread at your table, maybe like you go to Olive Garden and they put down the breadsticks, they'll put down a basket of fried bread. And let's see, Blue Plate in Dothan serves the fried bread. It's delicious. Zach's serves the fried bread. Oh gosh, there's several places that serve fried bread. It's just a staple in Dothan. So it's funny how you can go to different parts of Alabama, like Huntsville, Birmingham, and all of that, and they have no clue what fried bread is. It's just not something that they have a lot of. And so it's interesting how you have different traditions and different parts of the state. So, y'all, these are looking really good. Oh, yeah. You want to get them good and golden brown. And this one's looking perfect. And I'll tell you something, they're going to get even browner as they sit because that oil just kind of keeps doing its thing. This one looks good. These two are still just a little blonde. I've turned off my oil because, like I said, I'm going to cook the rest of this when Jimmy and I eat. He went hunting this morning, and, or let's just say he went deer watching this morning. He went to watch the deer this morning, and so I had breakfast ready for him when he got up. And so he just got in right before I started this video, and we'll eat probably in about an hour. Now I want to show you this stew, okay? Let's see here. Ooh, yeah. Let's just see. Let me get my... Look at that. Let me give it a stir. That's what we want to see. Look at that. I don't think I'm going to have to add any more broth to this. And honestly, I would eat this right now. I wouldn't even wait that hour. So I'm going to put this on low because it's already started that simmering process. And I'm going to take y'all out, let you see outside. Hey, Teresa. She said her mom made fried cornbread almost every day. I love it. Here's our cabin. There's a couple of things I wanted to show you that I didn't show you last week when we were here. Oh, Carla says she loves my shirt. I posted a link for it. This is something that I dearly love. This picture was taken on a trip to Colorado, and we did a selfie. We put our camera in a tree and did a selfie, and I didn't realize until we developed the picture that the sun was shining, that glimpse of sun was shining right on us. I just love that picture. Okay, y'all, disregard this mess. We've got stuff everywhere. Here's another one of my favorites. Jimmy took this picture, and this was also in Colorado. And it's a family of elk. And you've got the daddy, the mama, and the little calf. We got to see so many elk on that trip. It was the trip of a lifetime. And y'all, I won an elk calling contest. I bet you didn't know I had that talent. Here are the pecans that sweet lady gave me. Oh my goodness, I'm still just praising God for this blessing. If y'all didn't hear that story that I shared yesterday on our way to the cabin, you've got to listen to it. It's such a blessing. I kind of got called out by a couple of people saying, why do people always share when they buy somebody else's groceries? Well, I would have never shared that if that lady didn't give me those pecans. So, you know, sometimes we're supposed to share what we do. Hopefully it'll inspire others. I need inspiration. I want to hear testimonies. The Bible is full of them. And, you know, we have to be selective. We're not sharing what we do to get accolades. Hopefully we're doing it to give glory to God. He knows the heart. He knows the heart. Y'all, it's kind of messy down here right now. It has rained. We've got some limbs that are down. We're really going to have to clean up our river when the water drops. We've lost some trees in there. But anyway, here's Honey's potty pool. Okay, y'all. We have trained her to this potty pool when we're at the cabin. And she uses it like a cat uses a litter box. And I'm telling you what, it is the best thing ever. Because we are up high and we just can't take her out to the bathroom late at night when it's raining. There's coyotes and there's just all kinds of little critters that would like to take our honey girl. So we're not going to do that. Okay, let's get back over here. And we are going to taste, this bread. Let's see. Make sure you can see me. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm going to get better at doing this at the cabin. And here's the fried bread. Y'all, all I got to say is this is some kind of good. I love this so much. That is delicious. And with the Brunswick Stew, it's going to be amazing. Maybe I'll post a picture later of our plate. But anyway, thanks so much for spending time with me today. You are always a blessing to me. I love you so much. I'll tell you, I'm going to be doing a Makeup Monday. On Monday, I've got some new products that I've been just chomping at the bit to show you. Life just has not allowed me to do a Makeup Monday. It seems like there's something always going on, but I am going to do one on Monday. And I'll show you a couple of things that I've really fallen in love with. I wanted to test them out before I introduced you to them. And then Wednesday, I have got an outing that we're going to go on. We're going to go visit a place in Headland that has just opened up. So it'll be a live video, and I think you're really, really going to enjoy it. So just kind of keep an eye on my page. I know a lot of you have said you've been missing me. And that I'm not popping up in the algorithms. Well, y'all, if you'll like my videos, share them, comment, that gets you going in the algorithms. And so usually Facebook will bring up what you like to watch. And if you like to watch me, then that's how you do it. Of course, you can always follow me and like my page. And if you don't see me for a couple of days, just go and visit Kathy's Southern Kitchen on Facebook, and you'll see the posts that I've been making. So I don't know about all the algorithm stuff, but anyway, that's for y'all that have just let me know that for some reason you're not seeing my videos, so that might help. Okay, I love you. You're a blessing. Stay warm on this cold, wintry day. We're going to do it with some Brunswick Stew, some fried cornbread. We're going to sit over there by the fire, get in our recliners, and just relax. Yep. I'll see you next time. Bye.